This first poem is titled A Type of Cinderella Draft. My first experience with Liberación happened in my Baptist church, located in my father's white barrio. A Sunday, a little after 11 a.m., at the skirt of the recently refurbished altar, aproned with roses, lilies, and carnations during an evangelistic campaign. Such liberación was performed by a Pentecostal guest male preacher on a dark-skinned 13-year-old girl named Virgen with pelo malo, bad or kinky hair. She always sat in the back pews, like most members of my church mission, located in my mother's superstitious black barrio. I heard her scream and scream, her hair getting messier and messier. Like a witch, I saw her running away, leaving behind at least her left leather sandal. In a dream, I wish, but oh, how many times I've imagined myself trying to fit even my right foot in her sandal, and I write about it, my foot not fitting. The next poem I'm going to read is dedicated to my father and is titled Papi's Provisions. For once, I heard you sobbing at the thickest edge of La Loma, behind our newly rebuilt cement home, still with bare blocks, dancing, showing off their bottoms. Behind your workshop with many holes because of time, heat, humidity, hurricanes. Almost lost in the gripping thick grass, smelling turpentine, I felt your tears go astray before managing over vines of grosellas, while I stood on top of a pigmented rock, half subterranean, trying on my 2 feet, moving right to left, right to left, to keep my mature deep breathing, red velvety balance. It took me a while, coming back to a you and a me, to the us. You laying it on my aluminum plate once again, a single green banana, because you had to sell each and every one of the others, yellow, purple, blue, orange. And the next poem that I'm going to read is titled Possessions. Down the eroding hill, behind my new cement house, me about 7 years old, maybe 6, spotted first one leg, the rest of her body, not a Mattel, caked with dirt, most of which I immediately removed from her matted hair, her pale face, with the spits of saliva over my flowered shirt. I say, hola, low pitch, hola, higher pitch, gently shook her head to hear the rattle of her eyes, now crossed, barely any eyelashes left. I couldn't recall. Is she been mine? Papi and Mommy? Neither. I tried to remember until I got tired, forgot, or didn't care. I accepted my doll, who I bathed with Belle named Lolly, without one leg, my mind quite imperfect. And for days to come, I played with mine, somebody else's, mine, somebody else's, mine, somebody else's, mine, somebody else's, mine, somebody else's doll, felizmente. Well, these are poems that represent experiences in my life when I was a child. So now I'm going to read some poems that are about experiences, some of them uh, kind of challenging, and others are beautiful. And this one actually is about, see if I can find it here. This is about the experience of writing poetry and about poems themselves, having life in themselves. Mortals. I'm sorry for the poems of or parts of them I haven't shared up to this apparently accurate moment. But listen to me once again. The second to last gave me the nicest and most extravagant cart ride. Then it left me on the side of the road in the middle of the gloomy and cold night, tentatively waiting for the next bright and wholehearted morning. At the edge of this gripping point, I don't really know where God's gone. The next written with the feet of the Sahelanthropus, an atheistic antonym. And this next poem, it's about tattoos. And it starts with an epigraph that says, but why did the queen specifically state that it was necessary to efface the tattooing on skin of her dead consort in order to assure his place in paradise? For all the effort and inventiveness that the Marquesans lavish on the art of tattoo, they explicitly believe that their gods were not tattooed. In simple, calm, and fresh, palm trees hang as wet as vernacular shells. A tattoo of the exact color of the skin on my unshaved leg reads, Peace long term. This time, quite vividly, my soul rests in a different tourist destino. The small island slowly sinking, still the risk that's worth. I am quiet after all, immersed in the mammoth beauty of the placid coast that welcomes each one of us, completely naked, half completely clothed, tattooed invisibly or not. The next one I'm going to read is dedicated to a friend of mine, Yoko, and she is from Japan, and we became very good friends. And she shared a lot of experiences, or many experiences actually, from Japan and her growing up there. And the title is Grown in Translation. Started to read while hunching, as I normally do, the translation of an anthology of Japanese poetry given as a gift. Got caught up in one of the poem's calligraphies. The calligraphies as if about to frame the poem all around, even if the calligraphies end up framing only one side, even if the original poem and its calligraphy impossible to understand. I'm a body lifting up its eyes, even if hard to believe, a stem, each and every one of its petals. And the next one, it's also about um, making poetry, but in a very kind of semiotic way from this experience that is kind of playful. All of us At some crisscross. That's the title of this next poem. And this is from my book. All the poems that I read so far is from my book, The Five Legs of the Cat. So you probably noticed that all of this poem has to do with feet. I could stomp my feet in black anger, jump out of effervescent joy. Stump, stump, jump, jump, stump, jump, anger, joy. Split as my two legs in my recent trip to Hong Kong. Its rich penthouses, its poor rooftops. Stencil in a large piece of heavy style origami paper, well sustained at either side, I learn by bamboo poles, pointing at the distinguishable main entrance. There are two main human prototypes, as in simple right and wrong. Under one of a kind thick magnolia, I stand for a short while, but I'm definitely not the only turista tourist who slouches first to try to rest. Some of us go ahead and bend our hips and legs. Our knees start such an illusion game, quite strategic, of completely crossing our legs for some audience, including ourselves. We cross them, our legs. We cross them at our own pace, and we cross them, and cross them with the help of our arms, our hands and fingers, our heads like eager poets. This poem is um, um, it's really about the infinite and our position in the earth, in space and time, and all of that, and how that is connected to our bodies too, and of course, our feet. Our feet, the clouds, our heads, the roots, the center, the window of the universe, a simple like gum speed dot. Some dare to say, even in plastic, there's pause, a line with some zigzags to the sky, the other line crossing both sides, some parts cut still, whether from the left, from the right, the center line, to below and to in the middle. Four other centers, open ended, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Forgive me, but we eliminate and eliminate and eliminate even if we rotate the real center or the fake. For example, even when we are sitting, we hug excluding the legs everywhere and forever. Uh, Looking here for um, these two more points. This is non-patented, and the epigraph is: over the weekend, Rael and his design partner, Virginia Sanfratello, installed their three pink seesaws along the US and Mexico border, ensuring each side had a perfect balance. Children and adults were connected in meaningful ways on both sides. What else should summon us to the art of welcoming life, any life, a su vez, no cualquiera? After an original dilation scene, the next station or case 4016 in a platform, an open earthen mold of a pair of white open legs, its exuded replica on the other side of the wall, one leg behind, one leg in front, innumerable repetitions. And this poem, um, I'm going to read it first in Spanish, and then I'm going to read it in English. Um, and in Spanish is Rayuela, which is Scotch. And This is what it says. ¿Debería la esperanza conducirnos hacia el borde de otro cuadrado ligeramente numerado con tiza de apocado azul? ¿O debería traernos directamente a su centro, incluso con un trozo de roca irregular y áspera, o una bala acabando de aterrizar caliente? And now I'm going to read it in English, and this is dedicated to all the children who has been murdered because of war. Hopscotch, but the title of this I made a change, and it's Hope Scotch. Should hope lead us to the edge of another lightly numbered square in blue chalk? Or should it bring us directly to the center of its very own, even with a piece of an uneven, rough rock? And I said 2 more points, but I think I can read one more. And the title of this one is The Non-Hysterical Girl Who Cried Other Than Wolf. Crowns aren't for the feet, aren't for the feet. Crowns aren't for the feet, aren't for the feet. Crowns are not for the feet. Crowns aren't for the feet. They aren't for the feet. Crowns are never intended for the feet. They are not, absolutely not for the feet. Crowns aren't for the feet. Really? Blah, blah, blah. But for the playing hide and seek behind a thick bush of Cruz de Malta, its flowers falling over the feet, the flowers so red the feet could burst into more than the molecule of many others. Thank you.